One of the easiest improvements to our traffic problems has been hiding in plain sight. North King Street. You might think you are familiar with North King Street between Middle Street and downtown, but did you know that it changes width 23 different times during its 2-mile length? It widens from 2 lanes to 4 lanes to 5 lanes to 6 lanes and then narrows again up and down. Most of King Street has 6 lanes, but parking is allowed all day, effectively reducing this wide pavement to a 4-lane road with 2 lanes in each direction. And this often gets further reduced to 1 inbound lane due to cars waiting to turn left or a bus stop blocking the right lane. When a bus tries to leave the bus stop, it's often blocked by rows of parked cars and then has to cut into the traffic lane, slowing down the flow of traffic. King never does experience 6 actual lanes of through traffic, which is a waste of a precious transportation resource. However, North King could very easily be made 6 lanes throughout the entire length, and with proper management, 4 of those lanes can flow together in the rush hour direction. This would provide a major enhancement for traffic coming in from the Leeward side, with much better results than building a train at perhaps 2% of the expense. And these improvements could be done quickly, providing immediate relief. North King Street begins at Oahu's worst traffic bottleneck, the dreaded Middle Street intersection, where it exits the freeway just before the crunch. An improved North King could provide an alternate route to get around this critical choke point and zip travelers to downtown in minutes. Relatively minor construction and sensible planning could more than double King's capacity, providing a new lane for express bus and carpools, while better serving local traffic and helping relieve the burden on H1. The frequent choke points where the road narrows are caused by simple obstructions, including parking lots, overly wide sidewalks, empty dirt yards, garbage dumpsters, storage spaces, and curb extensions. Road space is further wasted by the arbitrary way that lanes are painted on the surface. Sometimes a lane is striped very wide, taking up 1.5 or even 2 actual lanes. At other places, there is a useless keep out zone painted in the median where cars are prohibited without any apparent safety purpose. Nearly all of the widening suggested here involves relatively easy lane additions, and there will still be excellent sidewalks for the entire length of the renewed street. Let's make it 6 lanes all the way and prohibit parking during rush hour. These 6 unobstructed lanes could then be put to the best use by our creative traffic engineers. Considering the directional flow in the morning inbound and the afternoon outbound, it would perhaps be most efficient to have 4 lanes coming in during rush hour and then 4 lanes going out in the afternoon, easily controlled with removable traffic cones and synchronized traffic lights. The 2 center lanes can be reversible, morning inbound, afternoon outbound. And during non-peak times, the lanes flow as usual, 3 in each direction with parking allowed. This would provide 4 lanes in the rush hour direction. The left lane is for turning and passing, and then you have a lane for express bus and carpool, and the 3rd lane is for local traffic, and the 4th lane at the curb is for local traffic and the local bus stops and right turns. King Street would now have a true dedicated bus lane, also for HOV carpools, with a tremendous capacity of 10,000 people per hour that would revolutionize our daily commute. For example, maximum capacity of rail is just 6,000 people. Most of them will be standing up during a rail commute, whereas 10,000 people per hour can be transported in a bus lane, mostly sitting down in comfortable seats. This can be part of a new approach to comprehensive traffic solutions for Honolulu, with similar kinds of innovative measures on our other streets. With this approach, we don't need to build an elevated train. We've got enough capacity on our existing streets if we manage them properly. An official corridor traffic study is urgently needed to sort this matter out and develop an engineering solution as soon as possible. One obvious quick improvement to King Street would be banning parking at rush hour. How would you feel about having an express bus lane on King Street?
That would be great. It would go a lot faster.
So you wouldn't get stuck in traffic.
Exactly.
Right now it's congested.
Yes, it is.
What if we prohibit rush hour parking?
Especially on this side right here, I think that would expedite a little bit faster if there wasn't any cars that are parked on the side at the rush hour.
The work to create this project would provide good jobs for our local construction industry, building an extremely useful product at relatively little expense or environmental impact. No major trees would be cut down, and very little actual change to the structure of the neighborhood would have to take place. King Street needs planning and care instead of being ignored the way it has been for decades, as much of Kalihi has been generally neglected. This modernized North King Street would seriously enhance commuter traffic while also creating an improvement to the quality of life for the people of Kalihi that would increase their mobility, revive retail businesses, and stimulate pride in a renewed neighborhood. These improvements to North King Street are not going to fix all of our traffic problems, obviously, but they really could make a significant contribution. And it really just shows how our city streets have been neglected by previous administrations who seems to have been overly focused or obsessed with building a train and not paying any attention to the rest of our traffic issues. There are many streets in the city that could be improved and really help our traffic flow. And it can be done cheaply and quickly. With this affordable and common sense approach, we don't need to spend $6 billion on a train.